All immigration eyes are not watching US-Mexico border. They are watching Canada-US border. You know, in the last year, all media, all our news were coming from US-Mexico border. But now helicopters are flying above US-Canada border to check the movement of immigrants. Remember, US-Canada border was understood a very simple movement, and people were making YouTube clip, and they were talking, "I am in Canada." Then yeah, they will jump to the another area, very simple, and they will say, "Now I am in USA." There was no even border, just lines are there, and people were easily moving. It happened due to current US-Canada little tension created, in which US asked Canada that you must become overstate. You have to control your border. If you cannot control your border, you can become overstate. Though Canada is responding by other way. The Canada is telling, we will now check borders. Three ways Canada responded to the US offer. We are Canadians and we don't want to become Americans. We are more happier individuals, we are more happier people than the United States. Second one, they told that our fuel is being used in the United States. If you will put 25% tariff, you know, US put 25, they did not put, but they are planning to put 25% tariff on Canadian goods, which will be imported from the Canada to the United States for the business. And then they told that now fuel you are using is going from Canada, and we will charge tax due to the fuel, and we will charge 50% tax. They actually responded more severe than United States mathematically as well. You just compare the percentage of the tax. US told 25% tax on your tariff, but they told 50% tariff on your business in Canada. I mean, fuel you are purchasing, you have to pay almost 50% taxes. Now the Canadian governments and Canadian authorities decided in a high level meeting that Hawk helicopters, Hawk Cobra helicopters will be used in the Canada-US border to check the movement of illegals and to check the movement of immigrants. What is the claim of US? US is claiming that the people are moving from Canada to United States, undocumented individuals. And Canada is claiming that your legal, illegals, both are coming to Canada. Canada gave examples of H-1B work visa, and they were telling that people are getting H-1B work visa, which is the visa to work in United States. But according to our record of IRCC, the maximum H-1B work visa holders are working in Canada, because there are no checks in the borders, and the people who reach USA, they find better options in Canada, and they move from US to Canada, and some of them are settled, and Canada claiming they became citizens of the Canada as well since many years. So Canada is giving compensation to US immigrants as well. And Canada also claiming illegals are not moving from Canada to US. It is in a reverse order. We find illegals moving from US to Canada. In these days, Canada is absolutely right, because you know Trump deportation plan is going to be action in some days after Trump will take oath, and this deportation plan definitely forcing a lot of illegals, especially Indians, they find opportunity in Canada. And now Canada was not checking much at border, but situation is becoming a little tight in border, and now they are checking, and they are also arresting illegals, and they are deporting, and they are giving deportation letter, because deportation from the Canada already started, and Canada also in the same crisis as the US. There are two problems going on in these all discussions. Canada, US, two developed countries. And Canada, Mexico, one is developed, one is developing. When US claimed to Mexico that you have to pay 25% more tariff on your all business which you will do in United States, there was no much response. There was no much superior response. Of course, President of Mexico spoke that we will reverse our illegals, we will accept our illegals, we will control US Mexico border, because she knew that Mexico market is USA, and she knew that if businesses will be down in United States, Mexico economy will suffer. But when US was claiming a same offer to the Canada due to the uncontrolled US Canada border, the Canada actually is a developed country. There was a very severe response from Canada, from all leaders and from all authorities, and they did not accept offer of United States, and in turn they started checking on Canada US border. I think US and Canada both must be friends to resolve the illegals. Both are suffering from illegals. I can tell you, Mexico is the source of illegals for both countries. Mexico US border became much popular in media due to massive movement of undocumented from the Mexico to the United States. But media ignoring movement of illegals from Mexico to the Canada. Lot of Mexicans illegals are entering into the Canada by crossing border, because Canada has long border with Mexico as well. So therefore, this is the way. US is right in one point. Some illegals are using Canada as a way, as a vector to enter in US, because when they think that US is not giving permission directly to cross the border, they use a Canada US border and they enter into Canada, and then after entering into Canada they enter into US through Canada US border. As I told you, there were no checks on Canada US border. Now they are checking, and in this clip I am highlighting that now Canada authorities decided that the good quality and super helicopters Hawk Cobra will be used to check the movement of immigrants. Mean now these two countries are controlling their immigrants. I think legal immigrants must not control, because they are helpful for both countries. Thank you very much for listening.